This is the Elite Vendors Network. This all started from a WhatsApp group, basically. But you know, in the room, we've got DJs, we've got wedding planners, we've got photographers, we've got videographers, etc. But there's no one kind of hub for everyone to communicate with each other. So I thought, let's just create a little group that we can just keep each other in the loop, you know. Oh, I'm going to be here today, or, you know, does anyone know someone that does this or that? And in the end, it's grown to a group of over 200 suppliers.
Okay, and welcome back. A few months ago, I got a call from this gentleman, and he invited me to this professional WhatsApp group called Elite Vendors Network. And very, very quickly, I went into the list, and I saw all the shakers and movers in the events industry, Afro-Caribbeans in the UK. And perhaps that's one of the major points, you know, if I look at my career now and all the things, that was one of the major points. He goes by the name Dean CARBY, and he's going to tell us his story today. How are you doing, sir? Great to have you here.
I'm very good,
and we're meeting
sir.
for the first time. We've been talking for so long.
Exactly.
How are you doing?
Today is the first time.
Are you looking forward to Saturday?
Well, Sunday, yes.
Sunday, sorry, don't mind me.
Yes.
I missed my
of
ideas
course,
here.
No. Events usually happen on Saturday. Yes.
Tell us about the Elite Vendors Network. Why did you come up with that idea? Why did you see that gap in the market?
Okay.
How?
So, I've got to be honest.
Yes.
I didn't necessarily spot
The gap.
the same gap that we're trying to kind of fulfill now.
Mm-hmm.
At first, it was just a group to try and join people together.
Okay.
Because one thing I realized is I wouldn't often know the other people I'm working with at the venue. So at the time, I was DJing at a lot of weddings.
Okay.
But I wouldn't necessarily meet the makeup artist
Okay.
or the caterer because they'll be in the kitchen, etc. So I was like, let's form just a small group to keep each other in the loop and let each other know what's going on. And then from there, it just developed and it grew and grew and grew. And then before we knew it, we've had, you know, a lot of the industry names.
The list is endless. I look in there from videographers to wedding planners to just a few weeks ago on this show we had a hypothetical edition where we say can we have an African wedding for £5,000?
Yes,
you know?
I saw that. Yes,
and on that particular edition we have members of the Elite Network Vendors Network here.
Yeah, you had Bola,
we had Christy, and we
Elsie.
had Nels, and they did justice to it.
Yes.
And we even had £250 left after that.
Oh wow!
You know, and that was awesome. So, and without EVN, though I do know quite a good number of them, I wouldn't have found myself, you know, in a platform where I'd be able to reach them quite easily.
So easily.
And now you're in your third year because you're having your third year anniversary event. You know, how has that journey been?
So the journey's been so interesting. Even having people like you,
You're too kind,
come and join the group and stay in the group, because the WhatsApp platform is not the easiest way to get your message across.
Tell me about it.
So many messages.
and issues every now and then.
Yes. There's so many messages. It can easily become quite annoying in a way because your phone's constantly going off. But people have come, people have left, but we've got some really kind of respected and successful, as well as up and coming vendors in the industry that have stayed. And it's just been interesting. As you know, we are creative and charismatic people.
Yes, we are.
So having a whole group full of these people can be quite interesting to handle, to manage, and to also just to see the different interactions that happen, you know. But when we did our last year's event, it was such an inspiration for so many people to come together, one room, to meet people that they have heard of for many years, people that they've even seen before but never had a chance to speak to. And we were all together and we were all speaking, networking, and also learning from each other as well. And I think that is the power of EVN in terms of bringing people together, kind of breaking down a few barriers that people might have with one another, and putting faces to names, and just bringing people together and strengthening relationships. That's what I'm all about. That's why I like having a conversation. You know, I like to meet people. I like to hear people's stories, and what it does is strengthen your relationship.
In the period I've been in the group, one thing I've noticed is so many knowledgeable, experienced vendors on the platform. You know, people at times have issues about. I'll give you a typical example. I'm a DJ myself.
Yes.
I'm an MC. I do quite a few things, but then we learn every day. And there was a particular conversation on the group where we were talking about noise limiters in venues. You know, it used to be a rare thing, but in very recent times, pretty much all the most venues have them. We talk about weddings. The Afro-Caribbean wedding industry is a multi-million pound industry right now. There are so many vendors who perhaps started part-time when they started, but now this is what they do full-time. How lucrative can a wedding planner be?
Oh, okay, so the wedding industry has grown so much. We hear about people spending 30, 40, 50, even 100K on their
Afro-Caribbeans.
Africans and Caribbeans. I would say mainly Africans, though. You know, it's usually the
maybe mainly Nigerians.
Mainly, you know, we know for a fact that it is mainly the Nigerians that have the kind of, I guess, the strongest imprint on the market. But there are others as well in other parts of Africa and also the Caribbean that are also spending as well. It's just so funny. From where I started, you know, I used to charge a few £100s to DJ back in the day, and in fact, you were one of the people that people used to say, you know, have you heard of DJ Abbas? You know, and he
easy now,
easy now. You know, he charges this and that, and I'm like, what? A DJ can get paid? I'm not going to say how much. I heard that you got paid, you know, but I was like, a DJ can get paid that much on a night, and this was years ago.
And I still DJ, by the way.
Yes, he's still exactly, he's still a DJ, and then so that was one of my aspirations actually. So when I actually heard of when I realized I could get through to you, it was actually quite inspiring for me, because I was like, you know, this is a guy that I had heard of from way back in the day, and now I'm actually able to contact you.
You're too kind.
You know, and then now you're inviting me here, so I'm very grateful. But in terms of the industry, yes, it's just gone. You know, people are spending thousands of pounds upon cakes, upon wedding planners, upon videographers, upon dance floors and entertainment. And
the whole gamut.
Yeah, and I was just actually speaking to someone yesterday. Now a Nigerian, say, traditional wedding is now, I would say, what the main wedding used to be years ago.
I was at one last Saturday.
Yes, and it's just totally, you just see, you know, there's lights, there's cameras, there's
action.
Let's
talk about Sunday. So let's talk about your third anniversary, or your second event, if I'm right.
Yes.
And it's coming up this Sunday. It's not free entry.
No.
But when you come, you leave with a wealth of knowledge and interaction with all the industry leaders. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are one person that we've got on the panel.
Yes.
So,
of 7, yeah.
Yes. So even just you alone, the knowledge that you have in entertainment, events, communication and relationships in the industry is like unlimited, you know. And then we have also joining you, we have Nigel Ogunyi.
Yes.
I was gonna
favor catering.
I was wondering if I should say it or not.
You didn't do too bad.
No, yeah, we have Mr. Nigel Ogunyi from Favor Catering. We have Bola Olarontuyi.
Yes.
From Memories for You.
Yep, she was on the show previously.
Yes, we have Simply Andy.
Yes.
Which is very simple to say. From Simply Andy M, so he's an MC and entertainer. We also have Adebayo Deru, one of the most known photographers in the African and Caribbean market. We have Matty Gono from Matty Gono Events. And I think that's actually, but then we have a Q&A with...
Right after this session.
Yes. With,
and where is the event holding?
With Dre Denuga and Shay from Love Runners NG, and hosting with me is Charles Emeka MC. I have to also mention.
We all know and love Charles.
Yes, very a legend in the industry. So the event is this Sunday at the Hilton Tower Bridge.
Posh.
It's from 5 p.m. till 11 p.m. And again, it's about, as you said, it's not free, and you know, depending on how you look at things, it's not necessarily that cheap. But what we are trying to do is create an environment where people can network in a kind of sophisticated and a kind of inspiring environment. We want people to be inspired when they come.
Of course.
You know, I'm coming from a very simple and humble background myself, but I've kind of seen now that there is a big, wide events world.
It's a big deal.
And we're just kind of scratching the surface of it even now. You know, we're still, like, the African and Caribbean market is still growing. We've got a long way to go. But I want a nice event for people to come along to. They can meet some of their favorite vendors, some people that have inspired them to start, and they can also learn from the panel and cross-network. I learned a new phrase this week called networking across.
Okay.
And that means not necessarily we all want to meet the rich and famous that could just, you know, maybe change our lives immediately. We want to meet the Bill Gates and the Jay-Z's of this world and Oprah, etc. But in fact, when we network with each other or people on our level just below or just above, we can actually help each other with some of the small problems and the big problems that we face in life, in business, and in the wedding industry.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Remember, it's this Sunday.
This Sunday.
And it's at the Hilton, Tower Bridge Hilton.
Hilton Tower Bridge.
Tickets are available on Eventbrite. Just look for the
yes.
Elite Vendors Network event this Sunday. I'm going to be there.
Yes.
Come and join us and learn, get nuggets. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Meeting you at last.
Yes, meet you at last.
My next guest, Sarah Tabor, the gospel shaker, is coming on next. Stay tuned.